All right, here's a quick video on how to create this graph with Google Drawing. So your directions say to double click on the drawing to create the graph. So we're going to double click on that. And what we want to do first, so you've got some directions over here on how to make the data points, but what you want to do first is make sure that you're filling in your X and Y axis. Also remember to fill in your title. So I'll give you a little bit of a hint. Anytime you have time, that's going to be your X axis. And so you want to label your X axis here. And how to do that is you just double click into this text box and you can highlight and create your new axis. Don't forget to put in your units, please. And so then you would do the same over here. And also don't forget to title it. Once you do that, you want to identify what your scale is and what your intervals are going to be. And so that's what these different text boxes are here for. So because my time and my distance all starts at 0 for both Kim, Sasha, and Barry, so for all three, I know that I can make my X and Y starting point to equal 0. So you just double click in that and type in your value. And you can do the same for these up here. And remember that you have all the options that you normally do in any of these things where you can change your font, change your color, all of that kind of stuff. So do that first. Make sure that you have filled in your interval and your scale is good. Looking at how far your distance is and how much your time is. And if you get stuck on this, please go check the key that's already been made for you. But this is a great opportunity to practice working with creating a graph and identifying your interval and your scale. And so now what I want to do is identify how to make a data point and a line. So you're going to choose the shape button, which is right up here. So we'll choose the shape button. And then I'm going to just start with like a circle, for example. So we'll make Kim the circle. So I'm going to draw it at that 0, 0 point because that's where we're starting from. And then what I want to do is I'm going to make this a little bit brighter of a color. And so I'm going to go up here to the paint can and I'm going to change it to a bright red, for example. And now you notice that your circle is still highlighted. And so the easiest way to do this is to, on your keyboard, go Control-C, which is the copy function, and then Control-V, which is the paste function. I'm going to take this circle and I'm going to drag it up to Kim so that it reminds me that Kim is the red circle. And if you unclick off of that, you can see that it reminds me that Kim is the red circle. And so now the red circle is the last thing that you copied. So honestly, the easiest thing to do is just click Control-V on your keyboard again. You can manipulate the shapes with your mouse and makes it a little bit easier to move things where you want to go. So let's say, for example, Kim looks like that when on that first data point. And again, I don't have my numbers in there on purpose because I want you to try to practice doing that, and you can always go check the key. I'm going to make a couple data points to show you how to use the scribble function. So let's do one more data point. Note, on my keyboard, I'm just doing Control-V, so I'm just pasting it in there. And then I'm using my arrows to move that shape. Makes it a little bit easier. So let's stop there. When you're doing Sasha and Barry, you can create new shapes. So you could do a triangle and you could put it over here and make a different color. So maybe bright yellow, Control Copy, Control V, move this triangle. And you don't want to make it too small because then it's hard to move. Move that triangle up there, for example. And then same thing, you can move these to different spots on your board. So you should have 3 different shapes and 3 different colors on your board. And then what you want to do is click this button and then click down to the scribble function. And that's the easiest way to connect these lines. So if you click down to the scribble function, you're going to hold your mouse down and you're going to drag it along the dots. And it's not perfect. And if you don't like it, just click Control-Z and you can start over. So Control-Z is your undo button. So I didn't like that one quite so well, so I'm going to try it again. And you're going to drag it along your lines. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but close enough. And then the last thing that I want to do is I want to change it to the color, for example, that Kim is. I'm going to change that to that color. To get out of your scribble function, go back up here and click the mouse arrow. And there you go. So that's my line connecting for that. So once you've got your data points, choose the line and connect those points. Easiest way to do that is to use that scribble function. Again, if you have any questions, go ahead and hop on a Google Classroom Meet or email your teacher. Thanks so much.